What if I lose everyone? I have a YouTube video that I just found out right before we got on here went viral. And by viral, I mean it has 1,400 views, which is a lot for YouTube. For me, because because I don't get that many views on YouTube. I put material there that's very heavy, 30-minute long discussions there on YouTube. And there's about 400 videos there, but the community there is wonderful. They're very engaged. In every single video, I'm getting 300 to 400 people who are locked in, who are watching the videos and they're using the videos to heal. Big round of applause to you guys. But there was one guy who came into the comment section and he noticed that my videos get 300 to 400 views. And he said, "Hey, man," talking to me, he says, "Hey, man, don't feel bad about the low views. The stuff that you're putting out there is really good content. It's really high quality views. It'll come in time." And wasn't that so nice? But the thing is, I didn't feel bad about the low views until he said that. I was I was like, 300 people have watched this video. That is a lot of people. I was psyched. I was excited about my views until he said that. Then he just kind of made it seem like I wasn't doing too well. So no, I appreciated his kind words and I appreciate everyone who is supporting the YouTube channel. Um, but the reason I bring up this particular video that went viral, as I say, or had 1,000 views, is because this video was talking on the 12 laws of healing and happiness, which, by the way, should definitely enroll in that course in healing school. The 12 laws, and there was one particular law about purpose. It said everything you do must align with your purpose. And in this video, I start to tell this story and start to explaining about the power of no. Um, and by the end of the video, I've explained how if you set your boundaries and you say no to people who are asking you to do things that don't align with your purpose, then uh, you're going to find inner peace. And a woman commented on the video. She said, "Well, what if everyone you say no to gets mad and they leave you? Really scary." That's what she said. "What if everyone you say no to gets mad and they leave you? Really scary," she said. And so, whoever you are, ma'am, wherever you are, this talk is for you. What if everyone actually leaves you? Because for many trauma survivors, that is really scary and it makes us afraid to say no. Again, that particular video was everything you do must align with your purpose. So what if everyone leaves us? So in the video, I tell a story, and the story that I tell is a legend, right? It's a legend of a guy who climbs a mountain to meet a wise man at the top of the mountain. And the wise man there, he gets to ask one question, and that was the rule. And when you get to the wise man, you get to ask one question, anything you want to know. And the man decided to ask, "How can I have inner peace?" Because in his life, he was experiencing a lot of turmoil. People were pulling at him from all directions. Work wanted something, his wife wanted something, his family wanted something. So with all of this turmoil in his life, it felt like he couldn't get peace. So he asked the wise man, "How can I get inner peace?" And if you remember the story, the wise man just hands him a piece of paper with one word on it. He opens the piece of paper, it says no. And and he's like, "I ask you to tell me how to get inner peace, and you tell me no? You're not going to help me?" And the guy got mad. He goes home. If you remember how the story goes, after he thinks about it, he decides to go back up the mountain and he reconfronts the wise man. The wise man explains to him, "I did give you the answer to your question. It's no." And the man started to realize, it started to dawn on him, oh, in order to have inner peace, you're saying I need this small word. And oh, I have to be able to say no. to the people in my life who are pulling at me from all these different directions. I have to be able to set boundaries, limitations. But now we have this question that hangs in the balance. What if I say no to everyone and as a result, they all get mad and they all leave me? Well, if that's a fear of yours, if you fear having no one because you're setting boundaries, please understand that we need to, I'm going to put this indelicately, so make sure you're sitting down. We need to grow up. Yes, we need to grow up. Quite literally. I don't mean that as an insult. This is a developmental issue. When we think that our job in life is to keep all of these people around us, we have failed to individuate as a human, as an adult, and to realize, to actualize into proper level of independence. We have failed to individualize into a proper level of independence. So now we think that we're supposed to be hanging on to our mom or hanging on to our dad or hanging on to this girl or this guy that we met. We're not supposed to let them go. We have this fear of abandonment. And this causes us to be people pleasers. Like, I just got to say whatever I got to do to appease them so that I can just stay safe and I can just get through. Right. But realize that that's immaturity on your part. That type of thinking is only adaptive for a child because it's true that a child can't go without its tribe. Your family of origin like is like the first tribe that you get, right? So as a little child, when you were a little girl, yeah, you couldn't just be like, hey, the heck with you guys here in this household. I'm out of here and just walk out of your front door because you were a little girl or a little boy. You couldn't just abandon that family. But 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 during that time period, they drilled into your head that you need your family. We're your family. We're your people. We're all you have. And now you're brainwashed as an adult, still thinking that you're that little child that still needs these same people. I'm here to wake you up. You don't need them anymore. You don't need them. You have the ability to get your own job, which brings in your own income. Once you have your own income, you can open your own bank account. Once you have your own bank account, you can pay your own bills and you can even get your own shelter. We covered all the needs. None of that involved the family of origin. Yes, I am telling you, you don't actually physically need your mother anymore. You don't physically need your father anymore. As an adult, you have rights. Oh, but what if I'm in a wheelchair? You still have rights as an adult. You didn't lose those rights because you have a physical disability. You still have rights. You don't need these people. There's nothing by law that says, you understand, there's no judge and be like, I'm sorry, did you try to wheel your wheelchair out of your parents' house? How dare you get back in there? That's not what's going to happen. You're allowed. You're allowed to go right down the road and create a new life, a new tribe, a new family. Not only are you allowed to, it's imperative for your growth and development, for your healing, that you actualize, that you materialize independence. Now, for some of us, we got a really cool, healthy mom that just loves us and we love her too. Or we have a really cool, healthy dad. Okay, that's fine. If you want to continue to have a relationship with these people, no problem. No problem. If they're healthy and they're not toxic, but a toxic person is a person that violates your boundaries. A toxic person is a person that makes you feel uncomfortable saying no. I'll repeat that. A toxic person is someone who violates your boundaries, someone who makes you feel uncomfortable saying no, someone who you feel like you can't be yourself around. That is a toxic person. And you're like, oh, you're describing my dad. Then so be it. Recognize if a person is toxic for you because they criticize you too much, because they hold you back, because they don't see your vision in life. If they are toxic for you, then we may need to walk out of the front door, so to speak. And we may live in our own place, but we're still at the hip. We're still calling and texting and talking to our mom every day. How much do you talk to your toxic mom? Every day. Why do you do that? She's toxic. Toxic is poison. So this means that you're tapping into the poison every day. It's like, oh, how much do you drink poison? Every day, every chance I get. Don't do that. The reason we're doing that is because we're brainwashed into this is your family. This is everything you have. They are everything to you. You owe them. You owe your parents. You owe, And you're like, hold on. We need a second to think. This is your moment. This is your piece. I'm giving it to you right now. Think about it. Is that person, your mom, your dad, that's toxic? Are they someone that if you met them on the street, you would be friends with them, knowing everything you know now? Are they someone you would willingly choose to hang around, knowing what you know about them now? If the answer is no, then it might be a sign that you need to disconnect from them, right? At the very least, we have to use the power of no and not be afraid of the repercussions. This is really the whole key right here. It's using the power of no and not being afraid of the repercussions. If you use no and you lose a person, then didn't that tell you everything you needed to know about the person? If you use no and you lose the person, doesn't that tell you what you needed to know? So the woman in the YouTube thing, she's asking the question, well, what if I say no and then I lose everyone? Well, then that would mean that everyone around you was toxic because you weren't allowed to say no to them. You weren't allowed to set boundaries. So be it. Are you listening, woman from YouTube? So be it. Let them go. That's what you wanted to know. That is the most important piece of information you could have about these other people is, are they going to respect me? Do they see me? Do they care about me? Do they love me? Because you're saying, well, but then they're not going to be there for me. But they're showing you they're not there for you before you really need them. Because the only thing you're asking of them now is just to respect your very words, just to respect your limitations and your boundaries. You're saying, no. And all you need from them is to say, okay, what's so hard about that? Aye, Captain. Oh, I see you. I understand you. I understand you have limitations. What is so hard about that? Why would that be too much to ask? I fear for you that you are afraid to be authentic, to be real with these people in your life, to tell them the truth. That is assertiveness, just to tell the truth. That is what we need to be when we are in our healed state, which you are going to be at the end of this talk. You are going to be authentic, you're going to be real, and you're going to tell people how you really feel. That can sound like this. Hey, Gary, person at work. I got to be honest with you, you breathe a little loud. I like you as a person, but when we work, I'm going to have to sit over there. We can still do lunch together, but I got to sit over there when we work. Just for me. You just breathe too loud for me. It's just for me. That's telling the truth. Just tell people the truth. Your boss comes, I need you to take care of this project. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, sir. What? Why not? Well, because I'm not finished taking care of the last project that you just gave me, or the project before that you interrupted when giving me this project. So I don't think I can take care of another project, if I'm honest. Oh, well, forget the other projects and just do this project. Okay, I'm going to let go of the other projects then. You realize that? Yeah, be honest, be real. Let's tell these people the truth. Mom, I got to be honest with you. You call too much. You call too much. You call too much. You can call me once a day, or you can call me once every other day. Or, Mom, I got to be honest with you. What you're calling me about right now, it's trivial. Yeah, Mom, it's trivial. You're calling me about grapes. Don't call me. When you ring my phone, it causes anxiety. Don't call me about grapes. You're my mother. Keep it to important business only. Be honest with people. Tell them how you feel. I don't know how you feel. I'm just giving you examples. Tell them how you feel. Hey, Dad, I can only stay for a minute. Dad, I got to get going. I got to get going. I'm sorry. I said I could only stay for a minute. Say no. Set boundaries. Set limitations. Be real. Because if you're keeping these people around you because you're afraid of losing them because one day you might need them, then really you're just using them. For those that missed that, if you're keeping people around you as a contingency plan because you're afraid if you lose them you might need them one day, you're just using the people. That's not even true love. You realize that. They're just there as your contingency plan. Let them go. Be honest with them. Just tell them the truth about how you really feel, what you really need, what you don't want to do, what you don't feel comfortable with. Say no. Hey, can you babysit for us this weekend? I could, but I'd rather just stay home in my pajamas and watch Netflix. It's honesty. Rather than running around behind some kids that I didn't have. To be honest, my kids are growing up and I'm tired. So I would like to help you out, but I'm just feeling kind of selfish this weekend. Tell them the truth. Tell people the truth. They're gonna go, oh, okay. That's all right. All righty then. I'll check in with you later. Simple. You're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna get anxiety at first, like, oh my God, I'm telling people the truth. And then you're gonna see how people all of a sudden respect you. Doesn't that word sound good? Respect. You've been trading respect for love your whole life. Doesn't that sound so good to be respected? That's what people do when they see you're honest, you're real, you're not afraid to lose others. They learn to respect you. It's just intrinsic, it's just natural. They just feel that sense of, I just respect her. And they couldn't even tell you why. It's because she's so real. She's just so honest. And half the time they're just going to laugh because it's funny when people are just brashly honest about how they feel. can, can my son stay at your house? No. Why can't my son stay at your house? Because at night I like to walk around with no bra on. I don't want your son in my house. They're going to laugh. Oh my God. Ha ha ha. That's so funny. I can't believe how real you are. I can't believe how honest you are. Don't be afraid of losing people. If someone's really going to be like, oh, you set a boundary on me? I'm out of here. Whoa. You got to be like, there's the door. Like, it's unlocked. Go, go, go faster. Like Jesus said to Judas on the last night, he said, what you're going to do, go do it faster. Like, I know you're going to betray me. Hurry up. That should be your attitude. Like, go. I don't want you in my life if you're going to betray me. This fear that we have that we're going to lose the people for setting boundaries, we're going to lose them. It is an irrational fear because this concept that you're going to be alone and you're going to need these people is based in fiction. It's fake. It's false. You made up this idea, this concept that's very specific. Well, one day I might be taking a shower and then I might slip and fall in the shower and then there will be no one there to help me because I set these boundaries and they will all be gone. Roman, you understand? I'm going to slip in the shower and no one's going to help me. Do you realize the chances of what you're talking about are very slim? First of all. Second of all, do you literally, hey, Tammy, are you going to be leaving the house right now? No, I'm going to be around. Okay, can you keep an eye in the shower? Because I'm going to go take a shower. And in case I slip and fall in there, I need you to hear the thump so that you can call 911 for me. Do you do that every time you take a shower? Do you make sure that all the people around you, do you call, hey, babe, are you coming home soon? Because I got to take a shower. Are you really doing that? Let's be honest. No, no. The fear is ludicrous. because you literally you're waiting for people to be gone, and then you're in the tub, in the shower, you can slip all over the place. You waited for everyone to be gone anyway. So the reality is, any of us, we could have a family of 6 people that we kept around, all of them toxic, but we just wanted to make sure that we didn't slip in the shower, and you kept all these people around, and you can slip in the shower and they can all be home and they can still not hear you. So we can die in a big family, you know. We can still, but you can die alone in peace, or you can die with a whole bunch of people pulling at you from all different angles. You realize either way you can die. So the talk is how to get inner peace. You get inner peace by allowing anyone who doesn't respect the true, authentic version of you to be gone. That's how we obtain inner peace. The scenarios that you're thinking of that are causing you fear are just made up. They're false scenarios. They're not real. They're not real. You'd be surprised at your ability to survive and figure out how to handle situations when you don't have anyone around. When you try to hold people in your life, the reality is you get abandoned more. When we're doing all everything and they're trying to pull away and they're being avoidant and we're like trying to keep them in our life, everything they do to pull back is another small abandonment. You're just getting abandoned more. If you just let them go the first time, oh, they ghosted me, they don't call me. Well, should I triple, quadruple text them, or should I just let them go? I'm just gonna let them go. I mean, if they don't want to be here, I texted them twice. I did the double text. I'm telling you guys right now, don't go beyond the double text. You text someone something, they don't answer. You text them again, you hit them later, they still don't answer. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them be free. Let them be in peace. Obviously, they don't want to talk to you, or something's the problem. Maybe it's a technological issue, but texting more might not help. All of the triple, quadruple, and quintuple texting is narcissistic supply for them. And yeah, even if you're a narcissist, you can get narcissistic supply. You realize that. I think that's the first time I said that out loud. It's just building their ego, like, oh, she texted me again. Oh, she's texted me again. Oh, this is a fun game. I ignore her, which takes no effort on my part. She texts me more. And every single time you text and you don't get an answer, what does that do for you? Another trauma, another abandonment. And your whole thing is that you fear abandonment. And so you're getting more abandonment by trying to hold on to the people in your life. Stop holding on to them, let them go. The reality is, even if you try to keep them all there, there's no guarantee that when you truly need them, they're going to be there for you. Isn't that the truth? And they could be good people. Your efforts to keep everyone there isn't actually keeping you safe in the case that you really need them. You realize that. So just keep people around that you actually like. Don't try to keep everyone in your life who's tearing at you, who's pulling from you. Don't be afraid to say no, because your efforts to keep them there doesn't guarantee that they'll really be there for you. When you really need them, you may call them. I've been in situations, you realize I've been in situations where I had hundreds of people in my life and I still moved myself. I moved by myself from one apartment to the next apartment, just me and my wife. We just moved alone. We didn't call anyone. We didn't get any help. In some cases, you do call people, you do invite people, and you don't get help. Doesn't mean you don't have people. It's just that they didn't help you with this particular thing. I had a friend the other day who moved. I really wanted to go there. I really wanted to help them. I'm not a bad friend. I'm not a bad person. I just physically could not make it. So this idea that you're going to keep everyone around for when you really need them doesn't guarantee they're going to be there for you. Humans don't come with those guarantees that they can be there for you at anytime you need them. Also, we are a part of a tribe. We're part of the greater tribe. Your main, most important chief tribe is not your family of origin. That was what you had and what you needed when you were a little baby. When you're a little child, you needed that family of origin to grow up. That is not what you're relying on anymore. You're not relying on the family of origin. You're now a part of a greater tribe as an adult, which is the community at large. It has resources at your disposal. So there is no one particular person that you need. So let go of that fallacy. There is no one particular person in your life that you need to keep around by saying yes when you want to say no. That's fallacy. You have the greater tribe that you're a part of. So let's go back to that young man who climbed the mountain to reach the wise man at the top. And he asked that wise man that one question. The wise man gave him the answer to inner peace, no. And the man took that no and he realized what he needed to do. He needed to start setting boundaries. So he goes home, and when his mom called him for extra things, he said, no, no, mom, I have my family that I need to worry about. And when his wife really pushed too much and asked for too much, he said, no, I'm doing what I can to provide, but what you're asking me for is more than what I'm comfortable with. And when his boss at work tried to give him extra responsibility, he said, no, we agreed that I would do this position. I'm going to do the position that we agreed upon. I can't take on more. And as a result, these people started to leave his life. He wasn't close to his boss anymore. His wife said, oh, you're going to say no to me? Well, then I'll find a better husband. His mom said, oh, you're going to say no to me? Well, then I'm going to favor your other brothers and sisters. Don't call me if you need anything. And so one day, this man tripped and fell in his kitchen, and he broke his foot. So he couldn't walk. And he got on the phone and he called his wife, and his wife said, no. No, you said no to me, so now I'm saying no to you. Sorry. He called his mom, and his mom said, no, you said no to me, now I'm saying no to you. You're disowned. And he called his boss, and his boss said, no, I'm not helping you because I gave you that project and you said no to me. So he experienced this worst case scenario. Everyone in his life abandoned him. They were gone. He had no one to help him in this moment, in this time of need. And he lay down on the ground thinking about how he would die there. He would die in his kitchen, unable to walk, unable to get himself to a hospital. And just as he thought he might be starting to lose consciousness, he had an epiphany. My phone is more than just a phone. It's a little supercomputer that has apps, and I can use these apps to get help. My phone has apps like Uber and Lyft. It has Google Maps. I can rent scooters. I can call for a delivery person to come to my house. I can call an ambulance. I can call a taxi. And he realized in this moment, he felt so connected, although so alone, because he realized he was a part of a greater community at large. And so he pushed the button that ordered the Uber, and he rolled to his front door, and the Uber driver gets out and he picks him up and brings him to the car, and he gets him to the hospital. The Uber driver was so kind to him. And when he got to the hospital, the nurses there were so kind to him. And the doctor there was so kind to him. And then he realized, I'm a part of a greater community. I'm not alone. I couldn't see that these people in my life were not the ones that I needed. And I don't want them anymore. And he decided on that day, he was grateful to have been abandoned, because now he knows that he was killing himself for nothing, trying to cater to the needs of these people for nothing, because they didn't love him. And really, if he just tried to keep them around for his own benefit, then he's not loving them either. So please take the lesson that he learned and realize that You don't need any one particular person. You are always connected to the greater tribe. Your family of origin is not your true family. Your true family are those who are aligned with your purpose. Embrace independence.